Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to another reaction. Today we have another song from BilliumMoto, requested by St. Vina in the Patreon producer queue. This is Stained Satin. I haven't heard a BilliumMoto song in months, maybe half a year, maybe a little bit longer than that. It's been forever, so I'm really interested to get back into hearing what his sound is and what this song is going to sound like, because it's been so damn long. And I guess without further ado, let's go. Ooh. Ooh. Well, this is very, aggressively classical. I knew it wouldn't stay that way, but beautiful piano. Jesus. Going crazy on those runs. Continuously going down. Whew, there we are. There's the Billiam I know. Whew. Interesting. I really like that. I'm pretty sure that's on a 4/4, but it's using a lot of off-timed hits. A lot of syncopation stuff. Okay, it's not 4/4. At least not anymore. Might have been at the start. Is that 5/4? No, it can't be. It's so hard to figure that stuff out for me. I can tell when a time signature's not even, but I can't tell you what it is. Especially with this much going on. Damn. I love this falling sound. It's great. And I know that's just how long it is. It's so short. I want more, though. I need that double length extended version, maybe. Please get on it, Billiam. So I listened to it again and I counted it out. It is a 7/4. I knew it had a 4 in there, but I couldn't tell what the other number was. I could feel that 4 landing, so that was what I was feeling, was the amount of quarter notes in there was just too much to fit in a standard 4/4, and a 5/4 felt too little, and a 4/5 didn't feel right at all either. So I was like, what's going on here? I could count out the 4, but there were so many notes I couldn't figure out exactly how many per measure, and that's why it took me a little bit longer to figure out. I am not a big person when it comes to time signatures. I'm usually just a 4/4 player. It's about all I know. I am a drummer after all. I should know more. I'm not that good. I'm self-taught, and not in the good way, not in the proper way. I just hit stuff. That's all I know. So when you ask me for time signature stuff like this, I am just completely flabbergasted every single time, because I don't know how people can think in that, how they can count when they play. I can't count when I play the drums. That takes everything I've got just to play. So when somebody's like, I count while I'm playing the drums, while all of my limbs are active, I'm like, how? I could barely focus on what I'm doing right here, right now. Jesus Christ. So when you give me stuff like this, I'm like, I can feel it. I can obviously feel the difference in the rhythm. I just can't tell without really paying attention what exactly is happening and how many counts there are. In this one, I could feel that there was 4. That's why I was like, this can't be 5/4, because it felt more than 4/4. but I couldn't tell how much more. I got there, but it took a little bit of off-camera work to be able to do so. But everything about this song was both fascinating and terrifying to me, because it's like, how do you do piano that fast? I'm assuming, obviously, like most producers out there, it's just a synthesized piano. I don't think that Billiam was playing these scales that fast all the way through on a raw recording. That would be kind of wild, and if so, definitely a classically trained professional pianist in skill. I doubt that that's the case, but really cool nonetheless to utilize that inspiration as kind of a starting point for this song. Obviously, it went more the expected direction as the song went on, but as it started, especially those constant, like, molto allegro, like, scales, like, the insanely fast, just nuts. And keeping that energy up into where all the other electronic stuff was introduced, it's like, Jesus Christ, how much you have to be able to keep track of in order to make all that kind of smoothly slide and glide into the next genre, and like keeping that energy around and never really losing it. Like, the synths kind of took place of what the piano was doing in the first part, and it's obviously a lot different in sound, but the energy was there the whole way through. It kept that entire pace completely consistent all the way through, even when the song started to break down itself a little bit more and it did give a little bit more pace to the song and the rhythm kicked in. It still kept that energy from the very beginning of the song, and it was a really nice evolution there. I was really well done. I have no clue how people can do that shit. Just getting all that to work together, it's well above my pay grade. And I really like the fact that they even put in stuff like the timpani sounds in there, like the percussive sounds of a timpani in there, just because that fits better with the piano than any electronic stuff would. So including that as part of the first motion, I guess if you want to call it a motion, like that first motion's sound design, rather than using something synthetic, really helped it feel more like the entire song was going to be like that, which made that transition pretty aggressively even more impressive. Like, it came out of nowhere. It's almost like a shock factor in a way, because when it transitioned, it obviously did that fairly smoothly. It started introducing other elements of the electronic stuff before it fully committed to that, and then of course at the end it like faded out and went back into the piano. Kind of the same concept there, just fading it slowly into the other sound so you don't get entirely jarred by that transition, but just doing that and keeping those sounds consistent in the first half, making it smooth into the second half, and keeping all that energy consistent is really the key here. And of course, I know I mentioned it during the reaction too, but I adore that like downstep sort of feel it had. It felt like falling, like something that was written in an older movie or something to indicate that a character was literally falling down, and kind of you got this tumbling sensation into it that leads into that synthetic stuff, and then they introduced it again later on in the song, and it's just nice little synergy happening there between the two worlds of sound that we get in this song. Billiam did a great job on this one. I absolutely adore everything that was done here. Mixing as well. Brilliant mixing here. It sounded so much like a concert hall in the first part with all of those other sounds, like exactly how you would expect to hear it listening to that up on a stage in person. It was perfectly mixed like that, like a really, really close attention to detail on that. I don't know if he intended to get that close to the mix, but that's what I hear when I'm sitting at like a live orchestra. That's the sound I feel like I'm hearing. This nailed that sound, and then that transition again, it still kind of kept a lot of that reverb in there, and I think that helped tie it all together, but it didn't sound so much at that point like I was listening to it in a concert hall, because I didn't feel like I was. It's not often you listen to electronic music in a concert hall, albeit when it does happen, it is pretty sick. I actually have before. It does sound pretty badass, but not the point here. The point is just, again, the synergy between these two worlds colliding, and having that synergy between the reverb and carrying that in, and having all of that feed itself in again to the energy of that second half. You really can't understate or overstate how well Billiam did on this song. It is the perfect mix for the perfect blend, and an amazing transition and like a handshake between these two sounds and completely different tones, but they really did a good job at keeping it consistent all the way through, and it made it that much more of a joy to listen to. But I think I'm done yapping on this one, so thank you all so very much for watching. If you enjoyed this video and you have something you want me to get to, drop it in the comments below and I will do my best as always. Or if you want to guarantee something, I have tiers on Patreon Patreon and my YouTube membership, where you can force me to listen to something, they're a guaranteed request, and I have to get to them no matter how goofy they are or how good they are. But of course, if you just like this video and you want to follow me and support me for other stuff I do in the future, you know how to do all that, and I will see you all in the next video. Goodbye!